Today's Spotlight is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor, First Community Financial Bank, the community bank where you come first. Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm your host, Jane Wernette. And joining me now from Choose DuPage is John Carpenter, their president and CEO, and Tonya Curry, a member of the DuPage County Board representing District 5. So welcome to Spotlight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're glad you're here because, John, I'd like you to start out, if you would, and talk a little bit about Choose DuPage, how it got started.
I'd be glad to. Choose DuPage is a great organization. It's about 10 years old now, just celebrated our 10th anniversary. It was begun back when the economy was just beginning to shift, and the leadership of the county, public sector and private sector, realized at that time that it was important for them to put together a plan so that the county's prosperity would be there 10 years down the road and even further. And so we're at the point now where it's a great organization, it's working well, and it's doing good things for the county.
That's great. Now, 10 years, that's a big milestone.
It is.
And you've seen a lot of economic change over that 10 years.
We have. The economy, when it started, the economy was just going into the Great Recession just before that. And we realized then that we had to do something for a long term to make this place a good place to live, pray, work, and do business.
Yeah. And long-term vision is the key.
Mm-hmm.
Tanya, if you would, tell us a little bit about the core purpose of Choose DuPage today.
Yes, so the purpose of Choose DuPage is twofold: to attract and retain businesses in DuPage County. And we do this by fostering a business-friendly environment. So as far as the county board's concerned, we help with that by maintaining a low tax rate. You know, Jane, DuPage County has not raised the tax levy in 8 years. And you couple that with a AAA bond rating, and you have the makings of a business-friendly environment. And that's what businesses are looking for, not only a low tax rate, but consistency. So as chairman of economic development, one of my main priorities is keeping our taxes low. And I'm also a small business owner, so I know how government can help small businesses and unfortunately sometimes hurt small businesses. And frankly, the best thing government can do for small businesses is just to get out of the way and let businesses do what they do best, which is to create jobs.
Well, and I think you've sort of addressed a little bit of this, Tonya, but I'd like you to also talk a little bit about what you feel are the core advantages for doing business in DuPage County. And you've talked a little bit about the low taxes and that kind of stuff, but articulate a little bit more for us.
Well, what businesses appreciate and really like the most is consistency and transparency. And through the initiative undertaken by the county chairman, Dan Cronin, and the county board, the ACT initiative is very important to businesses. That's accountability, consolidation, and transparency. Those things are the kinds of things that businesses appreciate. It allows them to plan for the future for their businesses. There won't be any surprises, and it makes for a healthy economy.
And I think in today's environment, those things are very important. Mm-hmm. And how are you articulating those out to businesses?
Well, the county's done a great job of leading by example. The businesses and the residents know that the county's working hard on their behalf. Some of the points that Tonya mentioned, the tax levy, the bond rating, are all things that go into the decision-making processes for businesses when they look to expand or relocate.
Well, and I think it's interesting because we talk about the fact, I think sadly we talk about the fact that Illinois is not necessarily viewed as a business-friendly state. Right. Yet DuPage County, we like to consider ourselves a business-friendly state, business-friendly county. So tell us a little bit about that, because I think it's important as we look at the county versus we look at the state, if you would.
Well, the county is a business-friendly place, and that's our goal, to make it even more business-friendly. We want to make this the most business-friendly county in the nation. We do have to correct some problems in Springfield, because until we get to that status, we won't get to that status until some of the issues are addressed at the state level. But in the meantime, we have a great story to tell here. Terrific transportation infrastructure network, great schools, green space, cultural activities, low business property taxes, and I think this makes us an attractive place for businesses to relocate, to expand, and to grow.
And I would just add something that businesses are looking for is the quality of life. I mean, here in DuPage County, like Naperville, we have excellent schools, beautiful parks and open spaces, cultural amenities. I mean, we really do have it all here.
Yeah, and businesses, it's not just the business, because businesses hire people and they're in employees, right, and people want to live where they work. So I think to that point. John, there's been a lot in the media recently about the real estate market in Chicago and how that compares to DuPage County. Can you tell us a little bit about what do we look like relative to downtown? What would be attractive to businesses as far as real estate is concerned here?
Well, this is an attractive market for the business community. The vacancy rate in the suburban areas is somewhere around 5.4%, the industrial vacancy rate. And while the city's central business district has done quite well over the last few years, since 2012, the suburban market has absorbed 3.8 million square feet of commercial space, while the central business district of Chicago has absorbed somewhere around 1.9 million square feet. So we compare favorably there. And just in the last year or so, the suburban market has absorbed 119,000 square feet more than the central business district of Chicago. So we compare very favorably.
So it's, again, another reason to choose DuPage.
That's right, choose DuPage.
What's on the horizon for the future for Choose DuPage?
Well, we've got several interesting and I think very exciting projects. Foremost among them is development of the western access of O'Hare Airport and the Elgin O'Hare Expressway. There's a lot of opportunity out there. If we're successful in bringing that to fulfillment, we're going to see somewhere around 65,000 new jobs, over $150,000 in savings in time and fuel, and just $30 million in property tax or sales tax generated in that whole corridor. So there's a bright future there if we get to work and getting that done and completed.
And what do you think is the biggest opportunity?
I think a great opportunity we have is growing and diversifying our economy. One of the things we are really proud of at Choose DuPage is our Rev3 Innovation Center. Rev3 is a incubator located actually right here in Naperville, where inventors can go and develop and plan and actually make a prototype of the technology of the future. And in order to grow our economy, we must innovate and diversify it. So we have some exciting opportunities coming up.
You got a lot of work that you're doing. I think it sounds like you have a lot of work coming in the future, and I think probably you've got the right people in place to do it. So thank you for stopping by. And to find out more about Choose DuPage and how they're working to establish DuPage County as the premier global business location, please visit their website. We're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned. We're coming right back.